Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We're going to give ourselves an interesting match today. We've got Maxpax playing his off-race Terran, and we're about to find out how good is the best mechanical Protoss player when it comes to playing his off-race, because I don't think he off-races very often. And also, this is on the brand new patch. So he's going to be playing Terran up against Eba, a 6k Zerg from the UK. Quite a stiff test for him. And we'll be, of course, taking a look at the new maps a little bit here. Enjoying the new 3 supply ghosts, or at least Eva will. The ULTRAS being just a little bit slower with that anabolic synthesis upgrade and a few other small changes that you've no doubt read about. So without further ado, let's get into the cast. So ZVT here is on Whispers of Gold, guys. This is one of the smaller, I would say, like medium-sized maps. Pretty classic layout with like high ground, low ground dynamics. Bases that spread to the corners that are quite exposed to harassment. You do have a main base that's very droppable, harassable by libs and that sort of stuff, but we're going to see how it plays out. Haven't seen enough games on the new maps. And of course, with these latest changes, you know, the Ghost is no longer nearly as good in the end game. Reaper desperately tries to get out of there, but Maxpax very happy with that, dude. If you get a drone, you are getting way more than you're supposed to get in that early stage. Oh my god. They just don't stop. Guys, we shouldn't be encouraging Bruno at this point. I've always been a big fan of a funny one-liner. I guess that's why I like monorail so much. Man straight up got a joke book in front of him. We gotta stop this in its tracks. We can't. Okay, I apologize for encouraging you on the last one. Technically, thank you for the cheer. Also, oh god, please stop. Maxpax still being annoying with this Reaper. Doesn't really get any damage done just yet, though. Now, Eba's going to be going Overlords. Remember, Queens are a little more expensive, guys. 175 minerals. Hatcheries are down to 275, though. Am I going to stop it in its tracks? I hope so, guys. Jeez. Get out, Twitch chat, you guys. Bringing the cringe out. Maximum level. There's no brakes on this train. Oh, my lord. Reaper Allion's going to poke around. It is looking like a very standard heavy queen ling opening. 4 queens out, 5th one building. I wonder, though, does Eba try to stop at 5 queens and play, like, heavier on the Zerglings? Maybe try and surround the Hellions a bit more? Because I feel like with queens being more expensive, taking gambles like that, which players used to do a lot in the old days, I wonder if it's going to be incentivized. I wonder if players are going to go, you know what? Let's not build more than 6 queens. Let's try to surround with Zerglings. Let's try to engage that way. And if it does go to the late game, Eba's going to feel much better against those ghosts. On the other hand, Broodlords are still, you know, the same poo-poo unit, as many people call them, from the last patch. A lot of people going, you know, it sucks. I really need something at Hive Tech. Zerg doesn't feel that good. I also had a few interesting comments. A few people were commenting on like my balance video, like, where's the fear of the Ultralisk? Ultras are just a meme unit. They only win when a player's styling on another. And I think it's just like a very big reminder of the fact that a lot of people like watch pro play, but don't really realize how good a lot of things are outside of like Ultras. We don't see very much, specifically because players play so good against them, and often when they do come out, the Terran kind of turtles on Ghost behind planetaries, but that's why we don't see them. And now that the Ghost is getting nerfed heavily, and its snipe got nerfed in the previous season, Ultras are way better versus Terran, right? And that's essentially the point I made in my video. So I don't know, it's kind of funny where there's a lot of people who are so panicked and reactive when I talk about balance, and I think I've really tried to make it very clear. I'm just trying to explain the implications of things and explore them and make sure we have our eyes open on all the changes and like what they're going to affect. I'm very much not saying this is 100% bad or good. It's like, hey, we need to keep our eye on this or that. But dude, nice multi-prong for Maxpax. I gotta say, this is really good micro. 9 drones. Oh, that's a good surround. The Queen traps the Hellions in the choke point. Dude, Eba doing some fancy drone micro there. Did you see that? Eba like pulled drones. The front ones got shot. Pull back those 2. Let the healthy ones go forward. Very sexy. That was really cool. Now, the macro, I imagine, is going to be a little bit sloppier for Maxpax. But actually, he's done a really good job so far. Those mechanics pay off, right? Those mechanics definitely do pay off. 1-1 upgrades are on the way. Terran is really about learning and memorizing build orders, because there's so much going on as Terran, and there's a lot of very technical macro details with add-on swaps and the order of your buildings. So it really is a race where... Oh, that Zerg got an SCV. Good job, Eva. Nice. It really is a race where the more you practice it, you get these compounding benefits because you know exactly what to do in each moment, right? And the more, then you can keep up the pace of the pressure without paying the macro sacrifice, which a lot of players, when they off-race Terran, they're really good at harassing and multi-pronging, but then they're constantly supply blocked or their macro is not hitting quite right. Maxpax is doing a surprisingly good job of staying very active with his units and hitting his macro pretty well. Like, I haven't seen any supply blocks, or not notable ones. He's really hitting his upgrade timings decently. Like, yeah, he's behind the upgrades, but this is Zerg rushing double upgrades, right? Eba very methodically went for quick double upgrades, only now making Bane speed. I think Maxpax impressed me with how good his off-race is. All right, double drop gonna go to this left side, guys. 2-2 starts up for Eba right now. Gonna continue that upgrade lead. Armory, 8 barracks, and a 4th command center for Maxpax. No second factory. And he's building tanks. So is this a good tank map, first of all, guys? I mean, you could set up behind these rocks. If these rocks need to get taken down, you can set up a tank on that ledge as well. I mean, there's a few decent tank spots, but overall, it does feel like there's reasonable flanking paths and enough wide open areas that I feel like it should be fine for Zerg to defend. Marine's going to drop on that northern base. Eber on 80 workers. Gets a few Banes in, but Maxpax doesn't lose a single Marine. Very good pickups. Double drop on the left side. Maxpax going to rotate into the main base. The main base is one of the most wide open areas for drops in this map. We talked about this earlier. He's going to have to watch out. Maxpax, how good's that multitasking? Remember, he's on 8 barracks now. Does start +2 attack. Doesn't have enough gas. Maxpax, very long gas. Can't start +2 armor. Marine's doing really well there. They do evacuate in the main. In the natural... Oh, and Eba's really struggling right now. 9 queens, lots of Ling Bane, but Eba needs to leave like 40 Zerglings and 10 Banes in the main. Like, you need to overcommit to defending that main base, or Zerg's going to pick you apart. And it does feel like Eba's... There we go. Now we've got a good split off of units. Eba's got to just keep these units split, settle down, and put a few spores along these edges. Because I feel like Maxpax is getting damage done that he probably shouldn't be. I'm not sure how much Eba's played with delay. Maxpax is very used to playing tournaments on the NA server. Not sure how much Eba's done that. And I think it really hurts you if you don't practice with delay ever. You're so bad at adapting, man. I've seen players play on 100 ping for the first time, and they're like, oh my god, I can't play, it's so laggy. And I'm like, what are you, as an Australian, this is like someone watching someone come into the gym, pick up the 1 kilogram dumbbell, and start screaming about how unfair it is and it's too heavy. I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, it's so heavy, it hurts my wrist, you know? And I'm like, oh, you don't know what my life is. Anyway, Queen Zergling coming forward. Just goes to show that, you know, practice makes perfect, and you do get conditioned over time. This whole map, by the way, is a massive mining compactor by the looks of it, which is actually really cool. We got some sort of weird, you know, sluicing, is that what it is? Sluice? I don't know what you call that. Some sort of water sifting system. Oh no, he pulled the Ling Bane out of the main. Maxpax with the Doom drop. Oh my lord. Eba's multitasking, getting pushed to the limit. Ling Bane connecting in the main though. Great engage for Eba. Maxpax gets a bit too horny there, does throw away a bunch of units, but he rotates into the natural, saves them, and he's got a squad on the right side, which could actually push in there potentially. Drop rotating around, this drop over here, bouncing, but it looks like most of it has fallen for now. Dude, I mean, I look at this map, the rush distance, and I feel bad that I made Iba play on this map. This is a map where I would absolutely play 3 gas mass Ling Bane, and I would just be cramming Ling Bane into the Terran with counterattacks the whole time. Problem is, Maxpax has had safety tanks on the high ground, so that probably would have had diminishing returns over the long run. But, I mean, defending this wide front in the middle, and also the drop paths around the back and into the main, feels like this is a tough map to stabilize on. Ultras are on the way. Adrenal Kindness plating. No 3-3. There's just not enough money for Eba to do that, and Eba pulls away. But Spore Crawler finally there. Needs a few more spores peppered across this top side. Does build another one on the top finally. Queen's going to get some damage as well, and that should put the end to this. But Medevac drop on the left side, dancing around the Spore Crawler. Queen in the natural does not exist. It's going to be even more drones going down. 2 more drones going down. Maxpax getting a few Zerglings there. Does pick up and get out, and this drop escapes as well. Maxpax units lost tab is about 1,600 resources in his favor. He's got concussive shells 3-3 and a lot more command centers building. He knows that if you build mass orbital, you get massive late game advantages as Terran. He's also going drilling claws now. Still, he's got a second factory. Where'd he build it? Where is that second factory? There it is. He's just now getting the reactor for more Widowmine production. He's going to make the Ghost Academy, but personally, on this patch, I don't know if I'd bother with more than 1 or 2 ghosts for EMP. I think I'd go heavy Marauder Lib personally. Play an old school early legacy momentum style. I personally never really liked playing Ghost and didn't get much success with them ever though, because I suck. Whereas Maxpax might just have faith he can still do what was that? Guys, is that an SCV? Guys, there's an SCV there. There is a tiny little SCV here. What? Oh, nice cancel on the hatchery on the left side. That's crazy. Maxpax getting a lot of money right now. Eba's building up a bit of bank. 3-3, Burrow, Spire, all on the way. 7 hatcheries in total. What's the unit count? 16 lava in the bank. Gonna need to keep injecting to make sure you got that remax capability for Eba. Spore Crawler gets a full medevac. Finally, Maxpax making a bit of a mistake with his drop. This drop's gonna come back in the natural though. Oh my god, 1 hit from death. Queen, she's going in the wrong direction, but at least the Marines do get cleaned. And this just feels so frustrating to deal with, but Iba's clearly conditioned for it. I think a lot of players would have got frustrated by now, but Iba's just kind of taking it in stride. Yep, this is what Zerg vs Terran is versus an annoying Terran who mostly just leaves their tanks at home and just runs around with drops. It's very like low risk aggression. And oh, the Viper goes down. Iba losing the only Viper. That hurts. That's very frustrating. 3-3 is not quite done for either side, but there we go. +3 weapons almost kicking in for the Terran. I don't think this is a good attack for Iba. Iba's just frustrated, trying to roll in here and takes a terrible engagement into a choke point. Doesn't even get the command center there. Losing drones on the left side. A lot of the armies in the top right here, and you can see defending such a wide spread. This map's going to be a veto for Terran versus Zerg, almost certainly, I would imagine. Wide front, great drop angles. And because it's a relatively short rush distance, third base to third base, you don't have any room to get Mutalisks up in time, right? So you watch a game like this, and I know where you're thinking. You're thinking, build Mutas. What are you doing, dude? Now, to be fair, Spores are way better versus the drop play and the libs. That's a good point from Twitch chat. If there was a few more Spores peppered around all game, might have limited the efficacy of this, right? And you know, we should probably have a few more Spores over here. Maybe not in the main. I think the main's too wide. I think you just defend the main with Ling Bane. You can build Spores down here maybe if you take these bases later on. Now we've got Ghosts and Liberator Girth. Oh, sorry guys, they got rid of Liberator Girth. Advanced Ballistics coming in. That Liberator Micro still being a nuisance on the top. Looks like a Queen went down there. How many Queens are left on this map? Still 8. Still more than enough. You could argue too many. Liberator still dancing around being a bag of D's. Oh my lord, so much freedom. All right, Iba's doing good, man. Iba is surviving. You can tell Iba has been tortured by Terran in thousands of games and has developed some very good skills. +1 ranges on the way. Air armor, neuroparasite, infestors, corruptors, great aspire. I don't know, man. Oh. Burrowed banelings. When did they get set up? When did they get set up? 3 burrowed banelings right there. 5 Dropper Lords getting ready. I think a Ling drop into the main would be excellent. Maxpax going to that right side. Dude, just build like 4 Spore Crawlers here. You know this is like the most exposed edge. Just turn every drone there into Spores. Build another 10 drones to replace them. It's got to be the play, man. So you move the Spore. Maxpax will immediately move the Libs. Yeah, you need more Spores. Because now you've just let him past. Yeah. Bio Ghost in the middle of the map. Remember, these Ghosts are 3 supply now, guys. I don't know, man. He's gonna snipe at Ultra. Yeah, gets 1 snipe down, or 4 snipes down at 1 Ultra. Ghost Bio trying to pull back. Good micro by Maxpax. Maxpax has watched Clem. He knows what to do. He's like, so what I do is I run backwards, and you walk into my tanks and my mines and slowly die. Yeah, I can do that. Liberator on the right side. Dude, stop moving 1 Spore around. Just build 5. Just be a noob, Iba. Be a noob. Just build 5 Spores. Maxpax micro is too good, man. His micro is so annoying. Oh my god, watching Maxpax play Terran, I'm like frustrated on Iba's behalf. Burrowed Infestor does get taken down. That's 3 Infestors have died. There's none on the map. He's doing a really good job of scanning and clearing this up, and he can do that because he's on 9, 10, 11 orbital command centers as those last 2 finish. +2 ship weapons coming in. Oh, ship armor, I should say. Vehicle and ship plating coming in. Going to be helping out. Massling drop in the main is going to be a really nice way to open up the front. If you can bust this left side at the same time, Iba could do really well. But Iba needs to, like, gather the army and punch a hole through the line. Because right now, Maxpax is creeping forward with tanks, bio, ghosts, and being a nuisance. And this is the perfect opportunity. Because Maxpax is going to struggle to micro on the front while dealing with the Massling drop at home. Oh, snipes on the Ultras, though. Snipes on the Ultras. The Ling Bane trying to get on top. One Ultra goes down. Ling Bane rolling in from the right side. It's a lot of Banelings. Not that many Zerglings. You really want Zerglings to deal with this. No Overseers. The Ghost Cloak saving them. Oh, a bunch of Ghosts do go down on the right side. A few of the Ghosts do survive, but not as many as it could have been. Clem would have split that better. Maxpax is a noob. See, guys, Protoss players are so bad. Look how low skill Protoss players are. Maxpax definitely isn't multitasking libs and drops all game like a freaking beast. I mean, to be fair, I don't think anyone out there was saying Maxpax was a noob. Maxpax is playing like an absolute freak. For a guy who very rarely off races, he's clearly got some real chops to his Terran. Very nicely played. Ling drop's finally getting cleaned up, but not before the armory goes down. A few other structures as well. Armory, Ghost Academy, Fusion Core, a barracks. That's a lot of important tech. And Maxpax is going to have to replace all of that. Otherwise, his armory upgrades will just be stopped right there. Dude, Iba's doing a great job of hanging on, though. Units lost tab, not too far behind. You can tell he's played these games many times. And by the way, guys, yes, that's right. That is a cow. There are moo-moos on Whispers of Gold. I don't know why, but there are moo-moos, and I'm all here for it. By the way, guys, I want to go back to identifying. So there's a Thor being built. That's it. Do you see the SCV? It just did a little jump. It's an SCV, right? He's got minerals in his hand or a little fusion cutter or something. Yeah, that's absolutely a minuscule SCV. Just trying to salvage that siege tank ruin. Corruptor Ultra Viper coming in. Blinding Clouds. Blinding Clouds. Remember, Blinding Cloud bug got fixed in this patch as well. Ultras no longer derp around in Blinding Clouds like they were previously when the enemy's pulling back. Tank Lib trying to hang on. The Marauders, the Marines, the Ghosts. The Ultras filtering through the choke points. It's not their forte. The Corruptor Viper clears up a lot of Liberators. He's going to pull back to the left side. Corruptors unzip their flies. They've been drinking Mountain Dew during an 8-hour gaming session this entire morning. And bam! Oh, no, no, no. The Planetary does survive. I guess he doesn't want to lose them all. Mule drop into repair. Mule drop into repair. And he repairs it. He repairs it. Wow. Maxpax saves it. Oh, that's a bummer. Iba there with a pretty nice try at the attack. Oh, he's going to make 8 Broodlords, guys. There are no Thors. There's only a few Vikings. There's only 5 Ghosts. The Broodlord did not end up getting a buff, but you know what? I think Broodlords are just going to be hard to deal with, especially if you have Infestors or a lot of Ling Bane. He doesn't have any Ling Bane. He doesn't have any Infestors. He's going to need something to stop those Ghosts from sniping. So a lot of Corruptors being built, a lot of Broodlords. I think Iba needs to take out a base with this attack, surprise Maxpax, start setting off those Widow Mines on the friendly fire, get in there and take him to town. And I think if he does that, Maxpax doesn't have a huge bank. He's still got a massive command and it's 14 orbitals. Maxpax really enjoying Mappax. And that's what I like. I really like off-race players because you're going to notice when a player off-races, they basically abuse what they think are the most unfair mechanics of the other race that they're now getting a chance to play as rather than against. And for him, he's clearly decided, hey guys, you know what's really good? Map hacks. Oh, Iba not guarding his Broodlords. Oh no, no Banelings, no Infestors. Not very good Broodlord usage for Iba, guys. I would dare say very bad Broodlord usage for Iba. Attacking into a planetary is also one of the worst places to fight with Broodlords. You gotta be careful here. You gotta pull back. I don't like this fight for Iba. Maxpax getting Blinding Clouded though. Blinding Cloud's pretty nice, but there's still Vikings there. Even though the planetary goes down, I think this is actually quite good for Maxpax. He's got Marines in that top right at the same time because the Broodlords threw away a whole bunch of them. And that was not good micro. You need Infestors and Banelings, or at least one or the other. And without Infestors or Banelings, Broodlords not going to be that good against Ghosts. Even with the Ghost being 3 supply, not having as big of an energy bank, there were Vikings in this guy. There was plenty of Marines, and the Ultras were the only thing guarding them, which is pretty awkward. Now, don't get me wrong, Iba still has a bank. Absolutely, Twitch chat. You're not wrong. Maxpax, if he loses this base, he's still way more fragile right now. He's lost the gases on the right side. There's still 1,500 gas there he's not mining from, which he desperately needs to go pick up. And he's going to jump on the Broods. He gets 1, he gets 2. Snipes landing, big Snipes landing. 3 Broodlords already going down. He's going to get the hatchery, but it's a dangerous position His libs are in the middle of the map. The ghosts are in the open. They're 3 supply as well. He doesn't have as much total army supply. The ultras, even with their slightly nerfed movement speed off creep, actually, guess what? The nerf isn't in. The nerf is not in this game because he never upgraded anabolic synthesis. Big mistake for Eba. He forgot to make ultralisk speed. Maxpax keeping him so busy. He forgot a key upgrade. That being said, he still snipes the planetary ultras getting through. He's got to get on top of those units though. Feel like Maxpax has been using the choke points and defensive positioning so well. There's Vikings over here killing overlords right now. Eba's not going to be able to remax as easily as he could, but I think he did enough damage. I think this was still overall, all things considered, good. Remember, Ultraling Bane Corruptor, one of the best armies in StarCraft 2 against a Terran, as long as they're not hiding behind a fully entrenched planetary wall. And as much as Maxpax did a good job of entrenching, the ghosts are nerfed, and it's a wide spread on this map. It's hard to entrench these corners because they're so exposed. Eba's also taking a forward base, which is an excellent decision. Is mining a lot more resources right now, and I gotta say, Maxpax is impressing me with his late game, with his mid game, with his macro, his power. He drops ghosts in the base and then F2s them home. That's, wow, what a noob. I told you, look at that, guys. Dude, I love the physics on this map. The physics on this map are so funny. Units go sliding way more. So I've been asking people about it. I'm not sure if anyone's figured it out. I should go check my comments a bit more because I can't remember which video I asked that in. Did they change the gravity setting? Like, how did they change the physics here on Whispers of Gold to make it so weird? By the way, we got some cordyceps here, guys. Some Last of Us cordyceps growing here. Wait, is that a cordyceps SCV as well, maybe? That's crazy. Maxpax income, 4,500. What? Oh my gosh. Oh my, no. Oh no, Eba. You can't let him take a base even for a minute. Man's mining 4,500 minerals a minute. Oh no, Eba finds it. He'll at least stop it before too many of those meals come down. But remember, guys, he built 14 orbitals. Remember, this is a Protoss player playing Terran saying, I wish I got map packs. I wish I had unlimited money for a 0 supply unit. Let's play like the abusive poohead that I think Terran players are. Mass Ultra coming in, not much support for them, rolling over the top. He's saying, guess what? Ghosts can't deal with Ultras anymore. And as I was saying in my videos, guys, I do think Liberators, more Marauders, more Libs, and more of those two units, Marauders, Libs, they'll be the counter to heavy Ultra play. I don't think Ghosts are going to be a counter to Ultras anymore because it takes 4 snipes from 12 supply of Ghosts to one-shot an Ultra, and getting those off is, of course, not nearly as reliable. You have less Ghosts, snipes do less damage from the previous patch. I think against a heavy Ultra player, you need to be a lot more Lib-heavy. Arguably tanks help out as well, but more Marauder heavy, more Lib heavy, and I think those Ghosts are going to be more of a... You can still snipe with them, it still helps, but it's more of like an EMP role against spellcasters. A bit of snipe to mix in, because the 3 supply cost is a significant nerf to your late game army, especially for the total number of snipes available. Maxpax struggling on the gas, guys. He's put 2 guys on this gas, but he never kept mining this other gas on the right side. Creep is literally in his base right now. He does deny a bit of mining on either's base. Maxpax will have the longer tail on his income on that left side base, I think, and especially it's hard for Eba to mine this base. So Eba's bases are probably going to mine out a little bit faster. Eba is down 7,000 resources and the units lost. But that's fine. That's the perfectly fine ratio for this matchup, guys. Most Zergs will be very happy with that. Green Marauder tank trying to pull behind. Baneling's blowing up siege tanks. Not something you see every day. Ultras going after the Bio Ghost army. And you can see, I think having a few Libs and a lot of Marauders might be a little more reliable than the Ghosts here. Just doesn't have enough turrets, tanks, planetaries to lure him back through. But landing a command center, dropping the Mule Hammer. He needs gas. He needs to put back on gas on this bases. This base, if he can secure it, maybe take that gas geyser again. It looks like Eba, with his experience in the late game, is looking good. I like how I'm calling him Eba more and more as the game goes on, just because I'm looking at the way he's written the name of this account. Is it meant to be Eba? I always thought it was Iba. Or IBA or something? I don't know, to be fair. Is it actually meant to be Eba, chat? Let us know. I don't know if I've ever even... I've cast Eba like once, maybe. I don't get to cast a lot of the European boys. Oh, Eba. Borrowed Infestor sneaking forward. Splitting them up. Don't go through the scan, though. Ooh, he's been spotted. Now, of course, Maxpax doesn't have as much map access before because he's been using his mules so heavily to catch up on income. Doesn't know about this Infestor. Eba's looking for it. There's the fungal. Oh, no, you know, you're going to get one shot. Oh, you go. Infestor pops up. Fungal does throw. Lands on some ghosts. Not bad, not bad. Ultra's diving on top. Viper gets shot down by the Marines. Nice spreadies for Maxpax, but those Marines are nearly worthless. And, oh, the tank on the high ground does shoot down the Infestor as it unburrows. Corruptors are doing so much damage, man. The Corruptors killing the Medivacs while your Ultras tank are so valuable. I do think Maxpax will hold on here, but at what cost? He's lost a lot of units. He's got so little gas to replace those units with, and these Ultras running away, dying on the retreat, or maybe not quite dying, but taking a lot of damage. Maxpax counterattacks. This man has watched Clem, and he realizes that basically Clem is the world champion. Clem just clicks with his dick all the time. Maxpax gonna have a go at that. Does get the 3 Ultras, but loses a fair bit of bio to the links around. He's going to try and pull back. Left side base wide open. Single Liberator will kill the Zerglings, but not quick enough. They'll take out the SCVs before they get done with. Corruptor's going to come in as well. Clean up the lib. Fire Ghost does push the Corruptors back. Otherwise, they could have done a triple P spread on those command centers. I think at this point, you hit the natural with Lings, and then you come in and you do a triple P on these command centers, and that seals the deal. It is getting denied. Tank on the high ground. Nice move there. I like that idea for Maxpax. Denying this base from being mined. Only a little bit's being mined from that. Eba's got a few mineral patches there. That base has still got a fair bit and only a tiny bit left on his other bases. So not too much income coming in for Eba, but he's got such a big supply advantage and he's still got bank. And he finds the fresh mules once again. Lingbane Ultra coming in. The Infestor does get shot down. Corruptor's trying to engage on those Medivacs. Juicy engagement here for Eba. And he's going to be getting on top and jumping down the throat of Maxpax. Ultras clearing out command centers, planetaries. Medivacs getting cleansed by the Corruptors. So, you know, whenever the army's running, Corruptors are killing Medivacs, and that's where you get your value from. Eba is looking in point and in control. Fantastic play for our Zerg bro from the UK. GG, well played. Maxpax, though, really impressing me with his Terran off-race. Definitely. Do you guys think he wins if the Ghost isn't nerfed there? I don't know. I think it would have been a little closer maybe, but fascinating to see how Whispers of Gold plays out in Zerg versus Terran either way. GG, well played.